That's a nice job by Ghule.
Right off the draw, Hudson passes off, shot, scores! Noah Dobson wasting no time tonight. First goal of the game, a minute in, and it's 1-0 Montreal.
And another new deep pairing tonight. Noah Dobson, Lane Hudson, set play right off the faceoff. This is going to be 5 straight seasons now with 10-plus goals for Noah Dobson as Hudson attacks the middle of the ice, gets everyone to think that he could shoot that puck. Dobson reads it perfectly and opens up for the one-timer. Natchez gets caught in the middle. Wedgwood can't get to it, and Montreal's up 1-0.
This season. And Slavkovsky carries in. Habs are 1 for 2 on the power play in Denver, the first meeting. Here's a shot off the wing. Rebound, scores! Shot from Demidov. Rebound put in by Suzuki. And it's a power play goal for Montreal to go back in front 2-1.
Love the shot mentality by Montreal. Get a body to the front of the net. You get this puck off the wall. You set up and waste no time as Demidov attacks downhill. Suzuki gets body positioning on Josh Manson. Manson's a bigger body. He's a physical player. Suzuki gets on the right side of him and bangs home a rebound. There's nothing fancy about it, but it's effective. And Nick Suzuki has his 17th goal of the season. A quick response for Montreal after going 0 for 3 on the power play Tuesday.
Natchez, he can fly as well. As Natchez misses this, goes right to Mike Matheson. Loose puck for Oliver Kapanen, and he'll hoist it out of the backhand. Here goes Suzuki tracking it down. In on a break, Suzuki shot, scores! Suzuki from center ice. In free on a break, puts it home on Wedgwood. And it's 3-1 Montreal.
Montreal's going to get a break in their own zone. Mike Matheson goes to make a play on the wall with the puck. It goes off the official and then ends up onto the stick of Kapanen, who just takes out his lob wedge. Suzuki reads it perfectly. He catches Cale Makar on the wall. He doesn't retreat because he's not expecting the puck to be there in the first place. And Suzuki, with the nice fake, gets Scott Wedgwood to bite on it. He's way out of his net.
Crossing the line, tries the wrist shot, and again, another bad break with a stick for Montreal. As Lane Hudson's able to hold this in. Passes over, Slavkovsky moving in. Good stick, though. Back in front, there's a shot from Demidov. It's stopped. Gathered by Lane Hudson. Turns around
offensively, but how about against each other as Cale Makar is going to take this puck and he realizes, I've got Hudson one-on-one, tries to show it, toe it. Hudson stays with him the whole way, doesn't overcommit. Eventually, Montreal will take this puck
to the line. Here's Lane Hudson. Back in behind the net. Now Kirby Dach. Turning around. A little spin here on Burns, and then he tried to tuck that home on the wraparound. Now loose puck is corralled by Natchez. Down the wing, hard hit by Matheson. Shot loose in front. There's a try for McKinnon that's turned aside.
Has no tape as Nathan McKinnon is going to jump on a juicy rebound as Jakub Dobiš would like to direct this into the corner. Middle of the ice right to McKinnon. Dobiš is there, and Kirby Dach. How about the moves and the feet as he reintegrates?
Just signed a 4-year extension the other day to keep him around in Colorado. So here goes Natchez streaking in, and can't beat Dobiš on the stick.
The stick gets up into the face of Lehkonen, and right off this set breakout, the play is to get it to the speed of Natchez
versus Brock Nelson. And loose in front, McCann with a try. Jakub Dobiš is there. Very aware to settle it down.
Matheson, instead of trying to ring this around the boards, tries to make an extra play, see if he can get it through the middle of the ice. But Natchez,
for Colorado on this road trip, because they're wearing the Nordique jerseys tonight.
That's commitment.
That will not be going in carry-on. In front, here's a try for Kelly, and Dobiš comes up with a big pad save. Dropping off for Ross Colton again. Nice move on Philip Deneau. Passing over, Gerard in front with a try. And Dobish is over to make that save. And once again, here we go, rough stuff along the boards. And now it's a proper Quebec-Montreal matchup.
Not quite 1984, but this might be the 2026 version of it, as the intensity picking up for both these teams. This is Jakub Dobish putting out a fire for his team, as Colorado's going to problem solve this all the way to the net, and that's when Dobish is at his best, when he's bold and he's out. And this is the second time that Dobish has had to locate a puck that squirted out unexpectedly right to the front. But
a little chaos here in the corners. Brock Nelson gathers his stick, and here's McKinnon out to center. Gerard moving in to the forehand, and Dobish with a big pad stop. Colorado moving back in front. Natchez there, and another save for Jakub Dobish. What a game. You give it away here on the wing to Mike Matheson. It ends up toward the corner, and Ghule gets run over by Manson. And now Manson and Bolduc go at it. Glove still on.
Manson knows that Bolduc is not a guy that's really a fighter. That would be a pretty heavy mismatch if Manson takes off his gloves and starts throwing at Bolduc. But what do you do if you're Bolduc? You have to go say something. He does the right thing. I commend him for that, as this is the last thing that Caden Ghule needs, as he was hit hard by Manson and he's down the tunnel.
Philip Deneau with the helmet off. He's got a hold of Burns. All for two teams that don't see one another very often. They're certainly channeling some of the spirit from the Battle of Quebec tonight. And the tension might continue to ramp up from here. We got 7:25 to go in the second period. Oh, and they're going to review this penalty here, Frankie, so they're going to call it a 5 and either uphold it, bring it down to a 2, or erase it altogether. We'll sort out the penalty situation when we come back. Back in Montreal, they're just wrapping up the review. We're going to get the official call here at center.
After reviewing the play, there is no penalty on the play.
And there will not be any sort of penalty against Josh Manson.
Well, they called the 5 so they could review it. They're going to rescind it to nothing. Now, keep in mind, there was no official call on the ice at the time. Now, here's the play. Manson into Ghule. I mean, from that angle, it looks like Manson's just picking the head of Caden Ghule. Now, we would have to see a different angle, but, I mean, the hard part is, unfortunately for Ghule, is he's hunched over, right. He's leaned over, so didn't put himself in a great spot, unfortunately, but that's...
I think the follow-through there does not look good for Manson.
At the very least, you could make an argument that that's 2 minutes for elbowing. Like
right.
The elbow's pretty high and follows through.
Zach Bolduc over to Ghule, off the boards. Rolling in behind the net. Right in front, they score! That is a gimme for Jake Evans. Miscommunication behind the net, and Montreal strike to make it 4-1.
The hero from Tuesday is going to extend his point streak to 3 games, as it doesn't get much easier than this. Scott Wedgwood out to play this puck, mishandles it because of the pressure by Jake Evans, who plays this perfectly, exactly how you want to go at a goaltender. Stick
for Natchez. And the Avalanche come out through center. Lackinen gets
team. That is something that you remember forever. How about Caden Ghule back into this game after being hit hard by Josh Manson? No penalty. What does he do? Arturi Lackinen, big hit. Well done, Caden Ghule. Clean head.
Back into the corner. Hudson around for Dobson. He's crunched into the boards by Nelson. Bolduc controls over to Lane Hudson. Trying to settle it down as Bolduc. So he's picked up. Kirby Dach scores! And welcome back. Kirby Dach finds a hole on Wedgwood, and it's 5-1.
going to follow this puck in behind the net, and it's just an innocent play as he's trying to send it to the front of the net, see if anyone's home. There's no one there, but it's going to go
turned away by Scott Wedgwood, and here goes McKinnon with speed. Back the other way, Natchez trying to set that up in front. Big play by Carrier. Now Suzuki.
You got him.
Out to center with Carrier. Passes over Carrier. Shot. Scores! Suzuki with two already. Says the hat-trick can wait. He tees up the correct man of Carrier. And it's 6-3 Montreal.
Starts with a shot block in Montreal zone. It's going to spring it the other way as Nathan McKinnon off the rush. Watch the shot block first by Carrier, second by Doc, and now Carrier recognizes I'm up in the play. Has a beat to the net, turns into a 2-on-1, and Suzuki waits patiently for Carrier to get open. And what a pass by the captain as Carrier.
Nice job by Hudson.
Nichushkin way bigger. He's a hard guy to get the puck off of.
Here goes Slavkovsky with a shot that's wide. Cabinet back in front. Scores! Yuri Slavkovsky. Wide open net, puts it home. And the lead is back to 4.
Back in November, the Colorado Avalanche put up 7 on the Montreal Canadiens. They're going to return the favor as Yuri Slavkovsky, who has no goals in his last 4 games, is going to get on the board as Montreal transitions this puck quickly as all kinds of time and space opens up with one pass, and then behind the net, Kapanen trying to center gets a bounce that goes right to Slavkovsky, and that is a lot of net for him to work with, and the fans have been feeling it in this game. Kirby Duck.
Well, Duke coming right off the bench knocked it down. We were due for the OLA chance at some point tonight.
Surprised it took this long.
Bolduc with a shot. That's snared by Scott Wedgwood, and he'll freeze it. Festive atmosphere in Montreal, and with good reason.
And now Montreal 7-3 with just under 5 minutes to go.
McKinnon on it. Back to Malinsky. That skips on him. Goes all the way back for Cale Makar. Now Nelson to center. Trying to snap that over to Natchez. That's cut off by Suzuki. Right back across it goes. Caulfield moving in and drives that.